Hello everyone. I'm back with Monster Hunter and I'm going to be chatting about what losing with grace means to me as I go through and get an A rank great sword run against the Arch-Tempered Raid Dao in the free challenge quest, and I'll be going over the strategy as I go along. So just to do the initial stuff, I have combination Raid Dao Gamma and Zoshia armor for the attack boost and recovery. I've got flash pods to knock them down on the ground. I'm using an Ardian 8 Blast Greatsword and the Zoshia Greatsword. I'm putting a pitfall trap under this stalactite so that way I can trap the Radau in the pitfall trap so that way I can guarantee a hit from the stalactite, and I've also put explosive barrels so that way when the stalactite falls on them they take additional explosive damage, and I could just go straight for the jumping attack because two jumping attacks will allow me to get on its back and start carving it up. And I'm starting with a blast weapon because, like, if you're familiar with Elden Ring on my channel, the Radau will get blast build up resistance as the fight goes on after explosive damage is done. And then from there, I'm just going to be going all out, basically. So losing with grace is something that I had to do in order to get a good time in this fight. I had to accept that the armor set and loadout that I was using did not have the damage output in order to slay this monster in within the time to get an A rank, which is 13 minutes. So even though I was playing well, and like I realized now from at the time, like I was not using as efficient of strategies to keep damage output high. Like I was not playing well enough, and I wasn't using things like the explosive. I didn't have my pitfall trap in the right spot to get to have the pillar fall on them. Like there was a lot of little things that I could do to shave off several minutes from my time, in addition with all of the damage. So just was it a fun thing to do to accept that I was like, it wasn't a I could just play better, that I had to just like go back through and redo my build. Like it wasn't necessarily a fun thing to do, but it was something where I was just like after trying for a couple hours one night and realizing that my build just wasn't working, I was just like, well, this sucks and I'm a little bit sad. I guess I'm gonna go play some Elder Scrolls 4 Remastered. And then I just went on with my day and had a good night, and then I felt like trying it again the next day where I got this fight. Like losing with grace is like, it's hard to describe because like emotions, there's not like a particular on how it's done, but for me it's like being able to decouple the emotion of whatever was going on and be able to look back at least somewhat analytically and try and figure out what I could have done to improve and why I lost or didn't get a particular time that I wanted if I was speedrunning or if I lost a PvP match like in Elden Ring. And like I said, like at the time of like losing, it's like it's not always going to be fun. Like it's not like you playing a really fun thing with your friend and they do something really stylish to finish you off and it's just really cool and fun for you both. Losing isn't always a fun thing. So being able to look back and find like things that I could have done better is really important. And being able to do that I think at almost like any skill level is really important for just being able to have more fun, really. Because it honestly, it takes a little bit of the sting off of losing. And there was also another video that I saw. It's like if you can like accept losses with grace, you you have you're fully excused from being a scrub. And I really appreciated that like they didn't mention skill level, like just accepting that sometimes you lose, even with, like if you're playing goofy or trying to do something silly, like or even if you're trying to win, sometimes you still just lose. Like, and also especially in Some games, like, it's not a reason I want to use often, but RNG BS is a valid reason for losing. If we go back to Pokemon Generation 1, like original Red and Blue, they use Nidoking in the speedrun because the AI on the rival is so air quote good that they're using the Psychic type status move Agility to raise their own speed and not damage your Poison type Nidoking because they think they're doing super effective double damage against it, allowing you to set up and then sweep their entire team. And with one-shots effectively. So with that, like, a little bit of RNG can increase the difficulty. So, like I said, RNG is everywhere. Like and especially like in Elden Ring, like you don't know what Ash of War is on your and opponent's normal smithing stone weapons unless you see it. You don't know what spells they have, and they can have up to 10 spell slots. Like, there is a whole mess of things that could be put into RNG. So RNG BS, although not something you want to, I would say, it's not the first conclusion you want to draw to. Here I'm using the Gilly Mantle so I can jump on and get that mounting attack, as I had mentioned earlier, and that's why I didn't do the sneak attack wake up. And here I'm jumping between two spots so I can open up a wound on the back and get a I can open up a wound on the head and get a draw finisher on the back, so that way I'm able to take advantage of the wound and go for a stun after clearing them out. But yeah, like, RNGBS is not like the reason that you want to default to when you're going for improvement, but sometimes within, like, if you look at everything reasonable you could have done with the information at the time, RNGBS is the most reasonable explanation of why you lost a match. Like, it absolutely happens. But yeah, and here I've also switched to the Zoshia Greatsword, and this is nice because it like, every once in a while just does 50 extra damage on hit, and it's just a inherent weapon thing, not a status, so the frequency at which the damage comes up isn't reduced. But yeah, so that is, yeah, as I completely lost track of losing with grace is an important thing because it basically, like, it knocks out the feeling of like being entitled to wins. It's kind of counteracting that. Like, it like, again, it's not that you can't feel bummed that you could have won something. It's just accepting ownership of whatever happened. It's, yeah, it almost sounds a lot more like a life skill than a video game term, and sometimes in some regards it is. But yeah, so, and like I said, it can be done with anyone of any skill level, and I agree that if you can lose with grace, and you don't always even have to do everything for like the self-improvement thing. If you just recognize, like, if you're playing chess with someone, they use this like an opening or a strategy that is beyond what you are reasonably trying to do for casual play, you can still recognize that and be like, yes, I was outplayed, they used a really good opening, and not necessarily feel like obligated to like go out of your way to learn and improve, but still not be bitter about losing to that high level play from whoever you were playing with. So it's one of those, yeah, it is important. And thank you all for listening to me ramble. Thank you. And I hope that, yeah, I feel like if you're watching this, you're either, if you're new, welcome. I like chatting and rambling about a lot of things while playing video games, trying to do things fast. Or if you've been here, it's just another chill chat. And I hope all of you are doing well. And I appreciate the support for all all of the variety that I'm doing, and the longer time from videos between the longer time between videos currently, as I'm working on Fire Emblem map making for the Game Jam, which is coming along well so far, and I'm excited to share that with you all when I'm done. And at the end of this, I will have a short clip of going through like all of what the exact skills are being used here. But yeah, this was Night 1 was not a fun, this was not a fun challenge. Night 2, this was a very fun challenge. And I know that barely accomplishing this under the A rank time is like, some people are absolutely destroying this, but considering I'm much more familiar with Elden Ring PvP than Monster Hunter, I felt really accomplished getting this one done, especially just being able to use, like, not, like, completely punting and trying a different weapon. Like, it was really fun puzzling out and trying to make greatsword work. Like, for a little bit I was using like trying to do like a critical draw strategy with the Chiwu greatsword, because I was just trying to figure out and do the math, and like that one was just like, it was not fast enough, but it was still more consistent than what I was originally doing, which is still pretty cool. Yeah, and then after this fight was done, I absolutely was just like, I love the Blossom Dance, just shoot fireworks out of your slinger emote. It is such a fun way to celebrate after hunts. But I think I've kind of run out of things to say that aren't strategy related, as this fight is finishing up. So I will leave you all with the last part of the fight, and like I said, the build details will be at the end. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and enjoy the rest of the fight.